podcast, guys. This is episode 4 of the Blue Collar Bros. We are here with our guest, Sam Varano. He is the owner of Greenville Granite in Greenville, Pennsylvania. You want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I'm related to you.
Fortunately.
Yeah, fortunately, huh? Okay. Own and operate Greenville Granite. Started the business 14 years ago now. 08. 14 years.
That's been a long time.
Basically just do fabricating, installation of countertops, fireplace hearths, pretty much anything that you can make out of granite, quartz, marble, travertine, anything like that.
The countertop you're looking at now?
Yeah, my beautiful countertops in the pavilion. Just about anywhere you can put it. Staircases, I got it everywhere. It's cheaper than buying any other material.
You started when you were like roughly what, 30?
What was I when I was
Are you 47 now?
I'm 47 now, so like 33.
So about, how old are you?
I'm 36.
Okay.
And this just kind of, the only reason it really started was I was building a house, wanted to do my house, and I was a cop in Greenville at the time, and just watching YouTube videos at night, and was like, I could do this.
Yeah.
Started doing it and bought the tools to do it, started doing my own stuff, and at the same time when I was having my cabinets made, I was working for an Amish cabinet maker. I was installing cabinets with him, hauling them and installing cabinets, and just started picking up a job here and there when we're installing people. You do granite? I was, well, kinda, I guess. Gave him a price, and then it just kind of, it just went.
Kept going.
Yeah, it just kept going and going and going to now it's full time and works out good.
So you didn't really have a business idea when you started this?
Not
It was
at
kind of
all.
just for yourself?
Just for myself, and I just saw the opportunity to kind of pay for the equipment is what it started out to be. Like, I bought a used rail saw, I made the actual fab table that I was using, and thought if I could pick up a job or two to just pay for the equipment because it's expensive, that I'll do that, and then it just kept on going. And other than getting wet and when it's wintertime, you know, everything you do, you're doing water, cutting it, polishing it, every single thing is water spraying everywhere.
Yeah.
Other than getting wet, it's nice, it's fun, because you take a sheet of stone and you make countertops, and it doesn't matter how nice of a job the cabinet maker does, you're the one that gets all
Yeah, that's true.
you're the one that gets all the wows from the customer because it finishes it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely, and some of these stones that you do, it's definitely a wow factor to the stone.
Yeah, something like this one, if you look at it, it's got the blue that just kind of pops out at it
Yeah.
when the light hits it right. It's like iridescent. I mean, it's like a snowflake, there's no two the same.
Yeah, like that one in your basement.
That one's got the big, all black with
Yeah.
big blue flakes in it.
That one's really nice. So give us a little bit of history, like post high school. I know there's probably a lot. So give us like a.
You said this was only an hour.
So give us like
Wow.
a quick, I guess, rundown from high school.
High school, I went to Votech for general building construction. That's actually what I started out doing. Got out of high school and was working for a contractor. Guess I probably did that for a couple years, and I'm not really sure how I transitioned. I went into auto mechanics. I started turning wrenches and was good at that too, and just saw more money, a better opportunity. I lived in New Jersey at the time.
Okay.
Better opportunity there in the dealerships and stuff, so I started turning wrenches, became a Nissan mechanic, and did that for years. I moved back to Pennsylvania in late '97, and I don't know, I was 23, 24 years old at the time. Didn't really have that mentality of the cost of living. I didn't really do that adjustment. I knew what I was making in New Jersey, then I moved here and it was like less than half.
Yeah.
And the panic set in. So I started looking for something else to do, and the dealerships, I was flat rate. I got paid by the job, not by the hour.
Okay.
So it really wasn't there. I wasn't turning, when you're working 40 hours on the clock and you're only turning 32 hours pay, it just didn't seem right. When I left New Jersey working 32 hours on the clock and making 120 hours pay.
Yeah.
So, but cost of living wise, I was actually making more.
It's that big of a jump.
It's that big of a
Wow.
tax wise and just insurance.
I wouldn't think about that either.
Yeah, I didn't, at that age, I just didn't think it was just, well, I'm not going to make it. So I actually went into work the one day, and the job that they gave me, I wasn't real pleased with, and I just walked out, quit, came home, and that was March of 2000. Had no idea.
Yeah.
No idea what I was going to do. The ex-wife and wife at the time comes home, and it was like, quit my job today. Guess we got to figure some things out, and then I ended up buying a landscaping business. And well, you worked for me a couple times.
Yeah.
I did that for a while. Made money at that. It was a business that was pretty much failing at the time, and the equipment was just run down. With mechanical background, I fixed everything and kept it running. And I was still working on cars at home at that time too. I have lifts in the garage and stuff. I was working on customer cars at home.
Yeah.
So I had income, but the landscaping took off, and that went good. And then like 06, 07, when the economy started to take a hit, and I didn't see the landscaping thing to be going too much further than that, because it seemed that as people got laid off or lost their job, they were out mowing grass. And
Yeah.
they don't have the insurances or the overhead, so they were doing it cheaper, and I was losing work. So I bailed out of that and decided, hey, I want to become a cop. So went to the police academy, did that, and I worked for 11 years here in Greenville, several other departments too, but was pretty much stuck with Greenville. I liked that place the best. And that's just started building the house in 08, and like I said, just wanted to do the countertops for here, and I'm that one that doesn't pay anybody to do anything. I can do.
Yeah.
I do my own plumbing. I do my own electrical. I can do my own framing. I can pretty much do it all.
We were just talking about that on the way up there. I said I'll bring it to a certain point and tell them like, oh, I got calls to play.
Yeah.
But I'll at least get in there, get my hands dirty.
Try.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know unless you try.
I'll YouTube it. I'll
Yeah.
you know, go so far, and then I'm like, ah.
Yeah.
Time
Furnace
to
is
bail.
still not right. That calls.
Yeah, that's what he said. We'll do this in the pavilion. I was like, yeah, that works. It's the first time I've been in here all winter. I come over and it's 30 degrees in here. I got water in here. It's 30 degrees in here. What's the matter with the heater? I'm over here playing with the thermostat. It's kicking on, kicking off. I was like, great. So I became the HVAC guy before you guys got here. I had to fix the furnace.
But it's working good now.
Yeah, it works good now. We're at least at 60.
Yeah, it's comfortable.
Yeah, I did that, and then while I was working, I was only part-time, so I always kept a side hustle kind of deal. I mean, I had intentions of building the house myself, but I did pay to have it framed and dried in, because honestly, what the guy charged me, I couldn't do it for it, so I did that. But I'd always worked with the Amish, just on installing cabinets and stuff during the day, because I mostly worked afternoons and nights, and sat there on YouTube watching how to do granite work, and thought I could do it. And then, you know, when you get into it, it starts to give you a little taste of reality that YouTube doesn't really show you everything.
Yeah, they like
every stone's different. Every stone polish is different, cuts different. You just kind of gotta. Now, you know, 14 years into it, as soon as the saw blade hits it, you already know.
Yeah.
You're used to the sound.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you still have a side hustle? Does it ever go away?
It never goes away. It never goes away. You're always
what would
doing
life
something.
be like without the side jobs? I don't know yet.
You don't have time because you take on too many projects of your own.
Yeah, it's my hard thing is now is I just, for about the last 3 years, I kind of been trying to really focus on my projects that I have, because I have, I don't know how I got so many. I have a ton of them. And then it's always, I'm one of them, I have an overactive brain that's just always going. I see something and it's like, I can do that.
Yeah.
Like the treehouse. I have a deuce and a half, and I like to keep it up in the mountains. Well, I don't want to put another garage, because I don't want my camp to look like this place with 100 different buildings. And so I just sitting there one day, and I was actually just chilling on the couch, and Treehouse Masters is on. And I was like, I can do that. So then it was like, well, if I make it high enough, I could park the truck underneath it, and it would at least keep the weather off of it. So yeah, we're in a treehouse project now. Yeah.
So it's in the works right now, or is it like
it's framed up, it's dried in, the interior's just about done. I just tiled the shower a couple weekends ago. Treehouse, it's got a kitchenette, a shower. And I really always wanted to. I had hopes of my oldest son's 29. I had hopes of him kind of sticking with me with this business so that I could kind of step away and do something else. I always kind of, after working with the Amish, I always kind of wanted to try my hand at making cabinets, and Actually, last winter, the cabinets for the treehouse, I actually did make them.
Oh, yeah?
Like, yeah, I kind of like getting into that stuff, playing with that.
How many people do you have working for you?
I used to have 2. I don't have any anymore.
Wow.
I
so
do it all. I do it all
yourself.
myself. You know.
Yeah.
Yep. I come to find that if you have to chase somebody around all day,
Yeah. You can
first of all, you got to get them here.
Yeah.
And once you get them here, you got to make sure they keep working. You got to keep watching over their shoulder to make sure they're doing it right. And I kind of learned that with the landscaping business is if you got to go around and check what the guy's doing, you might as well do it yourself. Save yourself the time because while you're chasing him, you're not doing anything. Right. You're not being productive, and you're paying him.
And they could cost you a lot of money.
And in this business, that was my problem. People were costing me. I mean, it's not a sheet of plywood where you just go get another one, which even
30,
that's,
40 bucks.
even that's expensive now,
Yeah.
but it's still not the price of granite. I mean, they drop a saw in it in the wrong spot, and that whole slab's wasted because, I mean, like I said before, it's like a snowflake. They're all different. Yeah. You can get in the same lot number. They're all serial numbered with a lot number, and then they individually number the stones. Well, if you have stone number 1, and to get that replacement to make just that one piece, all they have is stone number 18 left. Well, it could be night and day different. Yeah. So you pretty much have to start all over. Then what you have is feed it through the crusher. It becomes driveway fill. Yeah, and
makes my stomach hurt thinking about it.
Yeah, and that's about $1,000 that you just watched go out the window.
Yeah.
So I got to the point where it was just for quality control purposes and my sanity. I set the shop up with bridge cranes, and even my van has a bridge crane in the back of it. I come up with a table an install cart that I can boom it right out of the van, set it right on there. I got a roller ramp that I can get up my own steps with it, just wheel it up in and just linear actuator on it, push a button, lay it flat and slide it off. I can set a piece like this by myself.
Oh yeah?
You know?
Wow. It's impressive.
Makes it easier. And you're not sitting around waiting for somebody to show up to work.
Yeah. That necessity is the mother of all invention. You needed it, so you figured it out. So with all that experience that you've had, if you could go back to being 18 years old and talk to yourself, what would you tell yourself at 18?
Well, it wouldn't have anything to do with business.
I figured that.
I'm pretty happy with that. I've done pretty good. I mean, you gotta have the bumps in the road to learn. So, I mean, you kind of gotta experience it. I mean, I don't think I would change any of it. I mean, you know me. I've always kind of just go by the seat of my pants, do what I want to do.
You wouldn't tell yourself like, hey, let's start working with the Amish about 8 years soon.
Yeah, right? That I probably should have done.
Let's skip.
Would you still go through the academy?
Yeah, that actually was something I always really did want to do, so it was worth it. I don't think I ever could have made a career out of that. It just, I don't know. I've never been too good with bosses.
Yeah.
I like to do my own thing when I want to do my own thing.
Would you do the landscaping thing again? Or would you do landscaping differently maybe?
No, I would have to do that again because honestly that's
how I paid for this.
That's where I made all my money at was that landscaping. I made a fortune, but I also lost my summers for the 6-7 years that I did that. I mean, there were days that I would not even, at the time, well, you know my place, I had a 2-story garage and I lived upstairs. And there were days where I would come home at dark from mowing or doing something, because I did light excavating too. I had an excavator and a skid steer, still do. But I would do that. I'd come home and then I'd have maybe 2 or 3 customers' cars to work on at night, or the dump truck had no brakes. I had to fix the brakes on the truck. I mean, there were a lot of nights where I never even got to go upstairs. I'd sit on the creeper in the corner of the garage, catch a 2-hour power nap, and it was right back up and out. Yeah. At sunrise. I mean, it was...
Yeah, because you can't miss the nice days.
You have to. Yeah, you don't know when the rain's coming, so you got to stay there.
If you don't feel like it, you have to.
You have to have... to be self-employed, you have to have drive. Yeah. If you don't, you're not going to make it. I've always... Right. You know, the people that always say, I wish, I want to, or something, well, go do it. Yeah. I mean,
you put more work...
Let's be realistic. I'm a high school dropout, and look where I made it. I mean, I never even graduated high school.
You put more work into it, but it's more rewarding.
Yeah.
Because you're doing it for your purpose, not somebody else's purpose. So it makes it more desirable.
Yeah, I think looking back though, I think I would do everything that I did. I'd do it all the same.
Is there anything that you would change?
Just the women.
Which you do.
I
So you can't even say that.
do. Yeah, that's true. No, I don't think. I mean, like I said, I'm pretty. I think for the most part, I've always made fairly smart decisions.
Would you
and really kind of? I've never lost at anything. I've always everything I did kind of get into. I've succeeded at it.
Is there anything that you would change about the granite business?
I wouldn't have it here. I think
At
that's
your house.
I think that's my biggest thing is having a business at your house.
So you have it here.
Yeah, it's you would have
Yeah, it's
ran
the
right into
shop.
the shop. The shop's at the end of the
I
drive
didn't
there.
know that.
And that I think is the only really rough thing.
Why? There's no disconnect for you?
There is none. And nowadays customers think that, Walmart's open 24/7, so is the granite guy. I mean, for instance,
Sure, why not?
there was a Friday before I had the kid. We go to the camp pretty much every weekend now, so there is that disconnect now.
Yeah.
But when I got this pavilion done, we were sitting here cooking pizzas and making dinner on a Friday night. I mean, it was probably 7, 8 o'clock at night. The truck pulls down the driveway. The lady drove all the way from Pittsburgh to look at my remnants. It's 8 o'clock at night. I'm over here with my family trying to unwind. And you want to go look at stone now?
Yeah.
Call ahead. That's why it's in call.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the only bad part is you never know when people are just going to show up.
So really, it's just a matter of a gate.
Yeah, and laziness because I'd have to get out and open the gate or actually run electric.
Yeah,
That's a
run
quarter
the-
mile. My driveway's a quarter
Yeah,
mile.
that's true. Yeah.
Steal it from the neighbor. Mind if I run an extension cord over?
So what would you say separates you from other granite businesses? Is there anything that you offer specifically, or?
It's more the personalization and I have the benefit of it being here and no employees is I mean, there's been days where I don't sleep very good, so 2, 3 o'clock in the morning I'll get up and just go out to the shop. And I mean, the biggest benefit with me is turnaround. I mean, I 2 jobs this week. I templated the one, was it Tuesday morning, blew it out Tuesday morning and installed it yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, I've already got 2 jobs in and done, whereas other places are, I mean, I've heard some like Lowe's they're waiting 8, 9 weeks out where as fast as I can get the stone, I'll get it done. I'm all for not sleeping to make money.
So we touched on it a little bit at the beginning of the video. So as far as technology goes, do you see the business going in a certain direction, or is there something that you're thinking about doing?
It has to go to CNC is pretty much what I'm looking at now.
So explain how you're doing it now.
Right now I'm way ahead of most of your places. I mean, there's only one in Hermitage that's got better equipment than me. Their CNC setup. I mean, there's really, that I know of, there's only like 4 granite companies in Mercer County.
The size of that CNC machine has to be massive.
It's
the
not-
size of this room.
It's about, you would need
like-
the size of this room. I would
Yeah.
need a bigger building.
Yeah,
Holy
bigger building, yeah.
smokes.
Right now I have a bridge saw right now, which is light years ahead of where I started. I started with a rail saw. And that was, you just had a metal rail, you laid it on, you had to measure 8 times, go to that side, measure, set it, well, this side moved, you have to come back, bump it over, and they don't clamp, they just laid on there. And then you had a 110-pound saw that you had to pick up, set up on there without moving that rail.
Wow.
Check everything again, make the cut, and a cut, this is what, like 6 foot, a little over 6 foot, this would take probably about 15 minutes to make one cut.
Wow.
The bridge saw that I have now, load that slab on the table, lay it down, kick the phase converter on, turn the saw on, push a button, and within 2 minutes it'll be across there. And and I got a digital readout, there's a laser on it, so once I square up 2 edges of the slab, I'm still old school, I go and use the whiteout pen and mark everything out and draw it all out, and it's just a matter of following your cut lines and paying attention. Biggest thing is when you're in the shop, no phone.
Yeah.
No phone. As soon as you look down at that phone or try to answer the phone, say you have an L section, you're coming across, you take a break for a second, and the next thing you know, you just cut completely through that slab, and you're ordering another slab. And you're not
$1,000.
Yep, $1,000 mistake. So 100% concentration when you walk into that door.
So, what advice would you give to somebody that is thinking about getting into the granite business? Like you actually just kind of
Make sure you have a strong back.
Well, let's say
About
just
18 pounds a
business,
square foot. So
business in general.
business in general, if you're getting into a business, just the biggest thing is drive and determination. I mean, always strive to do better. Never think you know everything. You're always going to be learning. I'm 14 years and still learning.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still stuff, and just stick with it. Stick with it, and like I told you the other day, I mean, there's jobs that I've walked out of that I lost money, but I had to lose the money because I took the job.
Right. Yeah.
I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do it to the best of my abilities, because that person, if they're mad and they only tell 5 people, that's gonna hurt you far more than if they're happy and don't tell anybody. Just make sure that they're happy when you leave.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
At all but I mean, there are exceptions. You have some that are just, you're not gonna please them no matter what.
There's definitely outliers.
Yeah.
So marketing wise, have you just been like word of mouth? Do you like?
I tried. I seen your one video where you said that you paid for advertising and you didn't get a thing from it. And I did that when we first started. I tried the home shows and stuff, and I never got one single job.
We set up. We used to go set up places. I used to sit at softball tournaments, fast pitch tournaments, little girls fast pitch tournaments. This was like the worst thing. Sit there for like 8 to 10 hours and maybe sell like, you know, I kept telling myself, all you gotta do is, if you're talking to people and making that connection, then it's not a failure. You know, even if you only sell like $400 and make $100 in a day, like these connections will, you know, pay
Multiply.
But you can only do that for so long before you get burned.
It's tough.
burn you
I
out.
tried a good ad campaign, and I spent a couple $1,000s on that, and it was nothing.
Yeah.
I didn't get not one single job.
So you like word of mouth then?
Word of mouth, and like I said, what helped me a lot was it's the Amish. When I got in with the Amish doing the cabinets, because the one that I started with moved away, and I mean, it wasn't 2 days after he left, another one was seeking me out. Will you work for me now? And it
They're
just
like mob bosses.
it kind of went. I went through.
You gotta get in with the family.
Yeah.
You get it, but it works. But you do one wrong, and you're done with all of them.
So it is.
They literally have a newsletter that goes from community to community to community, and it's like if you get blackballed, you're in that letter and you're done everywhere. You're not working from here to Indiana, nowhere.
You gotta change your name.
Yeah,
your
you just gotta
social, change your
start over.
identity.
From here to lay a gas.
You're done. No, I got that was the biggest thing that helped for me was I was already there. We were putting the kitchen in, so I was already there. So I kind of, when you're there during the cabinet process, I'm already kind of building that rapport with the people. So they already felt comfortable with me, and they went with me. And then, I mean, word of mouth, it just kind of went from there, and it got really busy really fast.
I see that happening just with us.
Yeah.
I mean, where I go, people are asking about him. He's a little more locked up than I am.
Yeah.
But I mean, every house I go into, they're like, "Hey, that buddy of yours, do you think he can remodel this?" You know? So I mean, just working with one person.
That's the best way. Yeah,
Across, like networking.
and you guys, you'll never. One of you is there before the others, so it kind of works.
Yeah. So
With me, when it comes to contractors, it's by the time I come in, they've already got everything else done. I'm kind of the last.
You're like the last.
Yeah. And what helps, like my business versus you guys is, they said there's only 3 that I can think of, granite companies in Mercer County, and there's really not much in Lawrence County either. The one on you.
Yeah, one that I know of.
Yeah, there's not much around, so I kind of got that specialty where, what are you guys looking at? In Lawrence County, there's probably a couple hundred electricians, couple hundred contractors.
Yeah.
I kind of got that narrowed down.
yeah, like
They're
niche.
Yeah, it's a real specialty.
I mean, yeah, you are super specialized.
Yeah.
I mean, this is pretty much.
Which just means my tools are way more money.
Yeah.
As soon as you say diamond pads, diamond saw blades, it's
Yeah.
it's you don't make an order for anything under $500, and it comes in a box like this big.
Yeah. Yeah, this isn't a piece of plywood you're
No.
sanding.
No, but it's like I said, the best part of it is it's just rewarding because, you know, you put the finishing touch on the kitchen. They don't ooh and
Yeah.
all over the cabinets or the soft closed drawers or nothing. It's like, oh, look what you did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to do a Q&A for a little bit? Do you
Yeah,
have
we
anything
can.
else that you want to add? I don't know what the question. If anybody asks any questions, go ahead. I'm going to check the phone.
You need another monitor so you can watch the questions too while
Yeah, we're learning.
it's a big screen.
Yes, Jimmy, that's chocolate milk, I think.
Iced coffee.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It's iced coffee.
As if I-
Jay says it's iced coffee.
As if I need it. I gave up energy drinks. I had to go for
Oh
something.
man, and I need to give it up.
So we'll probably go
Something
for
guilty
a couple
pleasure.
more minutes. If
Let me
anybody
tell you.
has any questions,
Have you ever had a kidney stone?
go ahead and ask.
When you get one, you'll quit cold turkey.
Yeah.
I haven't had an energy
Oh, you don't drink
in
energy
months.
drinks? Yeah, that's
I
right.
quit
You
once
lived
I
on
had
them.
those kidney stones. I was probably anywhere from 3 to 5 of them a day.
So there-
Oh boy.
So there you go. There you go. There's one thing. There you go, kiddos. No
Yeah, I
energy
would not
drinks.
drink. I would never start the energy
Yeah,
drinks.
you'll get kidney stones and be miserable.
3 to
in that.
5 a day.
And,
Yeah.
and I can take some pain, but let me tell you, I was done that day.
When I drink a second one, I feel dirty.
Oh,
I feel like
I feel pain even
Oh,
looking at them. You walk by the cooler in the store and it's like,
So I don't see any questions on there, so you want to wrap it up?
any State Farm plugs?
Lacey.
Yeah, hit up Lacey Gadwell for your State Farm needs.
That's actually who I use.
I think we all three, yeah, all three of us use it.
She's killing this right now.
Yeah, she's benefiting more than we are.
I know. Well, that's
We
all
need
I got.
discounts then.
You got anything to add? You want to add anything?
No.
Okay, so they can find you in Greenville,
Yep.
right? Can they find you on Facebook?
Facebook,
So it's Greenville Granite
yep, Greenville Granite.
on Facebook,
Websites, greenvillegranite.com.
greenvillegranite.com.
Easy to find.
Yeah.
Best prices,
Check
guarantee
it
that.
out. Do you do a lot of business from Facebook?
I've gotten actually a couple from Facebook. The Facebook page, girlfriend forced me into doing
Is it
that.
new?
Yeah, it's newer, and I have not updated it in like probably a year and a half because that's not my job. That's
Yeah.
somebody else's. She dropped the ball on that, which I'll get. I'm supposed to take pictures, and I don't. So there's that.
Dude, I'm the worst at that. So when we make shirts and stuff, or even electrical, I take in pictures before I leave. I just want to like move
yeah,
on to the
I'm-
next
Yeah, I
thing.
just at
I
that
forget.
point I'm just you just carried
Yeah.
a couple $1,000 in the house and you're just dirty, dusty, and done. I just want to leave. I want
Yeah.
to go home.
Yeah, you're not thinking about pulling
Yeah.
your phone out and taking pictures. You're just ready.
Not only that, if you've ever seen any of my pictures, I'm not real good at it anyway. They're always I shake. They're real blurry.
And you have an Android.
Yeah.
You need to upgrade.
It's still good. It's not a flip phone.
All right, any more plugs? Need I think we covered everything you got, right? Facebook,
Yeah.
website, location. That's it.
Yeah.
We'll say real quick the giveaway. Well, how many orders we got? About 30?
30?
About
Yeah, I
30
think we got
orders.
30 orders. So
Things are moving.
Thanks everybody that put their orders in.
Yeah, bluecollarbros.com. We're giving away a DeWalt tool set for anybody who doesn't know.
My mom commented, she still loves her countertops, she said.
There you go.
Nice little plug. a testimonial.
All right, guys, so thanks for tuning in. This will be uploaded next week sometime, probably on Thursday, I would say. So stay tuned for that. And thanks for watching, and
Yeah, thanks for tuning in.
we'll see you next time.
Yep.